Alright, first things first. YouTube name has been changed. It was Rick Playing Games / RPG. Now it is Warlock Tattoo. I just got bored of RPG. It wasn't really me. I wasn't feeling it. It was generic. And I wanted to do Warlock Tattoo instead. I have that as my name in a lot of shit. And it's just cooler to me. I like it better. And it makes sense. And it's kind of vague. But if you get it, you get it. And the lore behind it is... Hold up. Warlock Tattoo. Warlock main for life. Anyways, I wanted to make a quick informational video on Marathon and its implant system. I don't ever do these type of videos, but I keep looking on YouTube for a video like this, and I can't find a good one. So I'm just going to make my own as far as I've understood the system myself so far. So we're going to go over to the implants tab in my vault. I just bought a few whites. I got rid of them all last night, but then I realized I probably should have some for a better way to explain it in the video. So I just bought some, even though I'm not going to use them. I'm going to sell them right when the video's done because they fucking suck, and I'm past that now. So we're going to use Knife Fight as an example. So the V1 just determines which tier of implant it is. And the big white name is the type of implant it is. It is a Knife Fight implant. So that big name right there entirely determines the stats that are boosted or negated through that implant. So Knife Fight V1 gives me plus 10 melee damage. This ballistic resistance, like subtext under that, that is a random rolled implant perk. So Knife Fight will always be the same stat-wise, but you can get a different random rolled perk on every single implant that you find. So Knife Fight V1, ballistic resistance, plus 10 melee damage. Now we're gonna go find the same thing, but in green. Here we go. I have a green Knife Fight V2 right here. So this one's random perk is Enzyme Suppressants. Completely different every time. Except the stats are different because we're a higher tier up in the Knife Fight. So the priority on Knife Fight is melee damage, obviously. Knife Fight makes sense. It goes from a plus 10 melee damage only up to plus 20 melee damage, plus 10 fall resistance, but minus 10 hardware. Now we're going to go find Knife Fight V3. I have one right here. Knife Fight V3. Its random perk, Impact Ping. Completely different again. But the three stats that were affected on Knife Fight V2 are the same, except they're boosted in their numbers. So it goes from plus 20 melee damage, plus 10 fall damage, and minus 10 hardware, up to plus 40 melee damage, plus 15 fall resistance, but still just negative 10 hardware. Now, I do not have any purple implants to be able to explain how those... Ooh, perfect. There's one in the fucking shop right here. So a Knife Fight V4, I don't have this yet, but this, you can see the stats for it and one of the random perks it might get. The Knife Fight V4 gives you plus 50 melee damage, plus 20 fall resistance, and still only minus 10 hardware. And then we have a legendary right here. Oh my god, perfect! Not legendary, but prestige. That worked out perfectly. I can explain this all in one go. So there are prestige implants. I didn't know that. Now I do. This one comes with plus 50, plus 20. So the same exact stats as the purple one, actually. The stats don't change at all. But the prestige one has a unique trait with it. Defeating a hostile with a melee attack restores a portion of your shields. That's pretty good. And then it also has its random rolled perk as well, Snapshot Rifling. Okay, that's good to know. I just learned something while I'm describing this video to you guys. Okay, so the Knife Fights V1 through V5, the stats for the most part stay the same. They just keep getting bumped up. Knife Fight V1 had a few less stats, and the V2 introduced the 2 new stats that were going to be affected with every level after the fact. But for the most part, the stats stay relatively the same. The numbers just go up. And then when you get to Prestige, it gets a unique trait on top of that to kind of give it the Prestige effect. So, when you're hunting for an implant, you're kind of going for the stats that it gives you. You want to be on, like, say you're going for like a melee build. You want to be grabbing knife fight chest pieces because that gives you extra melee damage. Maybe you want to be going for a strike kit boots because they also give you melee damage. I can't find any other head implants or, yeah, mainly head implants that would affect your melee damage. But ideally, you kind of want to build your implants around the stats that you're prioritizing for the build that you're focusing on. So melee builds, just full send, agility, melee damage. What else do we got? Maybe finisher siphon to get some health after you kill someone and you just finish them right then and there. But yeah, prioritize those stats. Let's say you're going for a tank build. You want to prioritize implants that'll give you self-repair speed, revive speed, or even like a hardware and firewall stats, because that reduces the duration of negative status effects. But pretty much whatever you're going for, you want your implant stats to prioritize those stats that you want, and then the sub perk is like a bonus. If you can find the perfect set of implants that you're going for, with also the perfect set of sub perks that enhance that implant stats that you're going for, you have found your perfect implant. And that is kind of the way you're supposed to chase these implants and the way you're supposed to spec into them. When you first start the game, it's a lot of just like throwing some shit on, and if it works, it works, it gets the job done. But when you start having an abundance of implants and you start having to choose between which implant is more valuable for your kit, it is based on what stats you're prioritizing, and then with those good implants, which implant has a better sub perk for the build you are trying to go for with those implants. So that is my understanding of the implant system so far. I'm not perfect. There's still plenty I have to learn, but I just wanted to throw something out there because I keep searching on YouTube for better answers and I can't find any. So I was just like, let me put what I've got out there and see what we can go from there. I'm sure there will be build combinations with implants and perfect implants, perfect god rolls that are come out over the next few weeks. But this is what I've got for now. If it's helped you out, let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate that. Leave a like. And I'm definitely going to start throwing up some marathon content. Probably less informational stuff and more just like fun runs and good PvP clips, stuff like that. Because I'm loving playing this game and it's all I'm playing. I'm playing it for like 9-10 hours a session when I get the chance to, because it's literally that good. I'm loving this game and I hope you guys are too. Alright, for now, that has been Warlock Tattoos Marathon Implant class. Class is dismissed. Peace.